Topacio, Attorney Topacio. Anyway,
Yes,
iba
Your
ko
Honor.
saying circumstances with regards to Senate and Ong. Kasi si Ong dumalo eh. He was not given due process. Etong case ni Pastor Quiboloy, hindi siya dumalo. He disrespect this committee. And yung question of legal excuse by attending this committee, okay, I will grant it to you, Attorney. I will grant it to you. But hindi ko sinasabi na tama ka. But we can also impose letter F. Undue interference. We can impose undue interference, not letter A.
Well, Your Honor, as I said, we will always submit.
Address lang pong question kay Attorney Topacio. I'm quite baffled no dahil he mentioned that kaya hindi pupunta dahil wala siya doon sa day-to-day activity, yung pagpapatakbo ng SMNI, hindi niya alam. In fact, there are three resource speakers that can answer that. My main question lang here, kung gano'n man pala, may invitation siya, bakit ayaw niyang pumunta? Then let him explain to us kung ano talaga ang role niya dun sa SMNI. And aside from that, probably there are still other questions that can be raised. Yun lang naman ang quite baffling on my part na bakit ayaw niyang pumunta. Na kung confident naman siya na he has no idea how yung SMNI operates day-to-day basis. Yun lang po, Mr. Chairman.
May I respond, Mr. Chair? Actually po, at wag niyo na pong sisihin si Pastor, ako na pong sisihin niyo, Honorable Franz Pumaren, sapagkat ako po yung nagpayo sa kanya. While the details of the advice may be covered by lawyer-client privilege, ako po yung sabi kay Pastor na since ang nakikita ko po sa trend ay tungkol naman sa alleged violations ng prangkisa ng SMNI, ay since wala naman po kayong kinalaman at ang inyong titulo na honorary chairman ay purely honorific as the name suggests, sabi ko upang hindi naman paipakita naman natin na ginagalang po natin yung proseso ng kagalang-galang na committee ito, ay tayo na po magdala ng mga tao na maaaring makasagot dun sa mga yon. Ngayon po, I want to take this opportunity with the kind indulgence of my congressman in Parañaque, the chair. Kung mamarapating nyo lamang naman po, kami po ay magalang na humihiling na baka naman po mga kagalang-galang na kinatawan na bigyan po na naman kami. Kahit konting panahon lang po na magpaliwanag at baka naman po makausap po rin siya at baka naman po makita niya na baka naman pwede siyang dumating sa susunod. Konting pagkakataon lamang po at rest assured that we will be prompt in our response, Mr. Chair and members of the Honorable Committee. In fact, I'm scheduled to meet with him tomorrow, Your Honors, if I may inform this Honorable Committee, and I will advise him accordingly. Honorable Pumaren.
Thank you, Attorney Topacio. Mr. Chairman, just for the record,
Yes.
nakailan invitation na ba tayo kay
Tatlo po.
Pastor? Tatlo.
Tatlong invitation na po tayo. Before we recognize the next interpreter, the chair recognizes the Honorable Arlene Prosas. Welcome, ma'am, to the committee hearing. And who else is here? The Honorable Inodi is here. Welcome to the hearing,
Mr.
sir.
Chair,
The Honorable Pimentel.
we are just prolonging this issue. We know very well that kahit na ano pang sabihin ni Atty. Topacio, he was hired by Pastor Quiboloy as a legal counsel. It's his job to delay this contempt. Alam naman natin, Atty. Topacio, kahit na sa'yo, naniniwala ba kayong sisipot si Pastor Quiboloy? These are just delaying tactics. Even though na mag-hearing na naman tayo next, iba na namang rason ng lila ibibigay. Mag-hearing na naman tayo ikapitong hearing, ibang rason na naman. When will this be concluded? As I've said, Mr. Chair, it is incumbent upon this committee. It is our obligation under the rules that we should cite him for contempt to compel him to appear in this committee, Mr. Chair. Again, on my second, actually on my third reiteration, Mr. Chair, my motion still stands.
Thank you.
Just a point of clarification on the statements made by Attorney Topacio. By the way, congratulations on your movie.
Thank you, sir.
You mentioned that you're off to see The Good Pastor tomorrow.
Yes, Your Honor.
So that confirms that he's still in the Philippines.
Yes, of course, Your Honor. He's not going anywhere, Your Honor.
O, kasi may mga balita na nag-ibang bansa na daw siya at
Ay, hindi po. Magpapakuha po ako ng litrato at ipa-viber ko po sa
Hindi.
mga members ng committee.
I trust you, Attorney Topacio.
Thank you po. I
So,
appreciate that, sir.
Yun lang, I just wanted to reiterate, Mr. Chair, we've been having this hearing since December of last year. November of last year. So, long playing album na po ito kasi November, December, January, February, March, I think. This can already be part of the Guinness Book of World Records as one of the longest hearings. This just goes to show the leniency and the patience the Committee on Franchise has afforded to SMNI, to Suarezug, when it comes to complying with requests that have been forwarded to you. So, on its proper time, Mr. Chair, I would second the motion of Congressman Pimentel.
Thank you, the Honorable
Mr.
Suarez.
Chair.
The Honorable Karaps Paduano, then the Honorable Arlene,
Thank you, Mr.
and
Chairman.
the Honorable Franz Castro.
Anyway, Mr. Chairman, I will not anymore argue with Attorney Topacio with regards to the jurisprudence regards to Senate versus Song. But in the proper time, just in case we can talk about it. And well, in fact, pati na yung balag, pwede natin pag-usapan, no? Balag case. But anyway, Mr. Chairman, ganito lang po. Kasi the legal counsel of Pastor QUIBOLOY is asking for a reconsideration. Is that correct?
We are asking for time to explain, Your Honor, because as the rules state, the failure to appear must be without legal justification. So we are willing in whatever time allotted to us, Your Honors, so as to obviate any suspicion that this representation is delaying. Actually, ayoko nga pong ma-delay. May lakad po kami ng abroad ng misis ko next week eh. Pero as kung kinakailangan po ay isakripisyo po natin yon. Ngunit I also understand the misgivings of the Honorable Johnny Pimentel that indeed these hearings have been going on for quite some time. But ang akin lamang po, Your Honor, is perhaps the committee would rather err on the side of constitutional rights rather than expediency. Yun lang naman po ang aking humble appeal sa chair at saka sa mga miyembro ng committee ito. Salamat po.
Mr. Chairman, actually, question of the appeal of the lawyer. Pwede naman po, pero pwede naman po na lagyan natin ng kolatilya that will cite Pastor QUIBOLOY in contempt, but it will be lifted depending on the cooperation of Pastor QUIBOLOY, because we have done that for the past several contempt orders. But still, Pastor QUIBOLOY will be cited in contempt in today's hearing.
We will always bow, as I said, Your Honor, to the discretion of the Honorable Committee, of course, subject to my humble reiteration of our appeal, Your Honor.
Topacio, the chair
Thank you, Your Honor.
recognizes. Yes.
Levity aside, Your Honors, with all due respect to the good Congressman Isidre, the ruling of the Supreme Court applies to all hearings, either of the Senate or of the House of Representatives. Secondly, with respect to the point of the good Congresswoman Franz Castro, the same is well taken actually, Your Honors. As in fact, in the case of Senate versus Ermita, the Supreme Court said that the questions and the proposed legislation should be attached to the subpoena. The proposed legislation is already public, so that is out there, Your Honors. But perhaps, Representative Castro, if we could be furnished proposed questions, and if these questions cannot be answered by the three representatives here, and we are invoking this with all due respect, based on the doctrine of Senate versus Ermita, then we can determine, and then, well, Your Honors, if the legal justification provided by Pastor QUIBOLOY is not sufficient in the eyes of this committee, then, of course, it may proceed according to its rules. But in the meantime, again, we apologize for taxing the patience of the committee. We again humbly appeal for due process in this case, Your Honor.
Thank you very much,
Chairman.
the Honorable Karap.
Anyway, binuksan na rin yan ni Atty. Topacio. Anyway,
Yes, Your
iba
Honor.
kasing circumstances with regards to Senate and Ong. Kasi si Ong dumalo eh. He was not given due process. Etong case ni Pastor QUIBOLOY, hindi siya dumalo. He disrespect this committee. And yung question of legal excuse by attending this committee, okay, I will grant it to you, attorney. I will grant it to you. But hindi ko sinasabi na tama ka. But we can also impose letter F. Undue interference. We can impose undue interference, not letter A.
Well, Your Honor, as I said, we will always submit.
And, kaya nga kasi you defended it with our colleague here.
Yes,
Ayaw
Your
nga pag-usapan dapat eh. Sabi ko, gusto ko pag-usapan natin sa gilid eh, pati yung balag. kasi you invoke Ong in which the circumstances is different. Because Ong attended the hearing. Magkaiba yun, attorney, di ba?
Yes, that's why I
That's why,
raised.
attorney, ako ayop, we will end this debate with regards to your appeal. Ako nga, sabi ko nga eh,
Opo.
pwede naman yung reconsideration eh. Contempt and lifting of the contempt, it all depends on the actions of Pastor QUIBOLOY. Di ba? If he cooperates with this committee, then so good. We can lift that, that contempt. But if you will invoke those jurisprudence, wala tayong yun na nga yung Ong eh.
Yes, Your Honor.
Iba yung interpretation.
That is why
sa akin.
as I said, Your Honor, we submit always to the discretion of the committee. And there is really no desire on the part of this representation to debate. We're just stating what we feel to be the rights of my client, as it is my duty and obligation as his lawyer, Your Honor. We have no quarrel with the committee. As I've said, the committee will do what it has to do under the rules. We just want to make this humble appeal, Your Honors. That is all. Thank you, Mr. Chair,
Yes.
and Representative Paduano.
Yes, thank you
Mr.
very
Chair.
much. The Honorable J.J. Suarez is recognized.
Attorney Topacio, can I just ask,
Yes, Your Honor.
why does the good pastor refuse to come?
To be candid, Your Honor, to this committee, he is apprehensive that his rights may not be respected because of the frenzy surrounding the investigation, Your Honor. And besides, Your Honor, he said that if they ask me and I do not know, there are other people who know about the information, then it might be futile for me to appear before the committee.
I think that's the very problem, Attorney Topacio. He's assuming something that has not yet happened. Throughout the whole series of hearings we've had, I think the committee has been handling themselves properly, legally, giving all the resource persons due process. So I don't think any rights would have been violated if he presented himself. Number two, to assume that he does not know the answers to the questions, when in fact he doesn't even know the questions yet, is false to hold on to, because I myself have questions to ask to the good pastor. And I believe the person that he has sent might not be of the position to answer my questions because they were not present in the SEC documents. Their names were not present in the SEC documents that were submitted to the Committee on Franchise. So how can that obligation be passed on to them? So again, I'm asking, on numerous times that he has been invited, why does he not come?
If I may respond to that, Mr. Chair, may I respond, Mr.
Yes,
Chair?
please. You
Yes. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. First of all, Your Honor, that is why precisely we are asking for a general, not a detailed line of questioning, but just the general questions under Ermita, Your Honors. Number two, Your Honors, we agree with the committee, but Your Honors, please, with respect to the points raised, with all due respect, Pastor Marlon Acobo has been mentioned since 1922 in the submissions to the Securities and Exchange Commission because in the 2022, Your Honors, because as far back as that time, he has been appointed as the new executive pastor of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ with respect to the day-to-day affairs of recent vintage, Your Honor. With respect to the others, Your Honor, there are other officials of Suarasug and SMNI who are here, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, Attorney.
Yes, Your
Mr.
Honor.
Chair, yes, I think we're treading on very dangerous waters because this will be setting a precedent to future hearings that will happen in the House. If we allow this, therefore, anytime in the future, when a resource person does not feel the need to present himself, magpapadala na lang ako ng tagapagsalita ko, isubmit nyo na lang muna yung mga tanong ninyo, i-review ko, tapos saka tayo bumalik sa usapan. That's a very dangerous precedent to set, Mr. Chair. Because once we allow that, therefore all committees will allow that. Therefore, all committees will allow resource persons not to present themselves. Therefore, all committees will allow advanced questions to be forwarded to resource persons before coming to the committees. And that destroys the very nature and essence of having committee hearings, where we have to find out and ferret the truth and the information that we need in order for us to come up with the proper decisions to make, Attorney Topacio.
Yes, well,